Hello, YouTube. From time to time, I share with my audience tales of the Siberian taiga, or boreal forest. My father had served in the Soviet army in those locations. He was in a communications unit and was stationed in various areas in the thickets of the taiga. He told me stories of cannibals, concentration camps, gold prospectors, wild animals, cruel humans who are much scarier than animals, and much more. Most of it was also about the survival. And I have collected stories of survival from this fascinating, mysterious, in many ways, rugged and enormously large boreal forest, the taiga. Here's one of them. In the 1950s, the story of Tarzan and Jane was repeated in a grotesque form in the taiga near the city of Novosibirsk. The girl who wandered into the forest was taken away by a bearded stranger who had lived in isolation from civilization for many years. The kidnapper turned out to be a deserter who escaped from the Red Army during the World War II. Local residents still tell legends about the events that took place well over half a century ago in the north of the Novosibirsk region. A Siberian by birth, Mark Gursky, who did not want to die from a Nazi bullet fighting at the front, he deserted from the Red Army in 1943. Actually, according to one account, he initially was hiding from the draft. The young man reached the Ubinsky district, where in the village of Kreshenskaya, he had relatives by the name of Krasikov. The deserter kept in touch with them, but lived separately in the taiga, in the upper reaches of the Tartas River. He built several secret huts in the taiga. He made dugouts too. Gursky fished, hunted birds, animals, harvested mushrooms, berries, nuts for the future, for the winter time. In the spring, he collected bird eggs, of which there are so many in the Ryam lakes. You see, the taiga zone of Western Siberia is the richest region of our planet in the upper marshes. Forested swamps form a giant single system for hundreds of kilometers. This huge swampy country with its southern edge goes beyond the Novosibirsk region. And in my other videos and research, I have described paranormal phenomena in that area and will do so more. Large massifs of upland marshes are located in the Russian northern regions in Vasugania, but small islets of sphagnum marshes, having broken away from the main marsh massif, penetrate far to the south into the Barabinsk forest steppe area. It's like savanna. The Barabinsk ryams are like droplets separated from the boundless green sea of the taiga marshes of the Western Siberia and interspersed with an unusual landscape in the forest steppe. The word ryam comes from the Finno-Ugric, meaning Finnish and Hungarian. They have the same ancestors. Word reme, which means swamp. Ryam is a special world that lives according to its own laws and differs sharply from the surrounding forest steppe area. Stunted pine trees, small shrubs, pillows of loose moss, sphagnum. On a hot summer day, there is not the slightest breeze, clouds of midges, and stupefying smell of vermilion reigns everywhere. It is difficult to walk along the yam. While stretching one leg, the other manages to get bogged down in the moss. If you sit down on a soft moss hammock, you soon find yourself in a depression full of water. There are more than 20 of such ryams in the Novosibirsk region. According to the number of these relict natural complexes, that region occupies one of the first places in the world, and that's where Gursky had to exist as well. Gursky was a skilled, dexterous craftsman. He had a heroic strength, so to say. Maybe not as a hero, but in terms of power. Possessing great physical strength and agility, Gursky emerged victorious even from a fight with a bear, carrying only a knife or an axe. The lands of Mark Gursky spread over tens of kilometers in the northern and Kuybyshev districts. The inhabitant of the Taiga periodically moved between his dugouts. When food ran out in the vicinity of his dwelling, Gursky moved to another site. Having plowed suitable patches of land, the deserter started vegetable gardens where he planted potatoes. Strong health allowed that man to survive in the taiga. He got sick only once, when he did nothing for several days, holed up in a dugout. A serious help in Gursky's economy was the equipment from the airplane that fell in the taiga. Perhaps it was the American Aerocabra, one of the airplanes supplied to the USSR under the Land Lease program. In the crashed fighter plane, there was a valuable thing for Gursky, an aviation machine gun. It was fully functional and there were cartridges in the boxes right there. Mark was very pleased with the find. His old gun worked very badly. Even for a strongman, the weapon turned out to be a bit heavy. Machine guns of this type are not designed for hand firing. But the forest dweller was able to adopt it for hunting. From now on, he emerged victorious from fights with any predator. He also found a dynamo machine with which the man illuminated one of the huts. In order not to be detected by searchers from the air, who would look for him from the air, Gursky disguised the fallen airplane with moss. No matter how strong the deserter's fear of the authorities was, sometimes he still visited the village where he exchanged the meat he had obtained for the necessary things and products. However, Gursky obviously did not have time to establish contacts with women during these outings. Meanwhile, his natural needs became stronger over the years. The taiga hunter did not suffer from hunger, and the body demanded its own. Therefore, having once met a young woman on a forest road, she was going to the taiga for mushrooms, Gursky forcibly took her to his dugout and made her a concubine. The road to the dugout took several days. The deserter led his captive only at night so that she would not remember the way to get there. According to one account, the abducted woman still managed to escape from Gursky. According to another account, the deserter himself let the pregnant girl go to the village to give birth there because he understood that he would not be able to take care of the child and raise him in the taiga. Well, the Soviet militia or police became interested in the villager who returned from the forest. The fact is that one of the local young men has already been imprisoned for the alleged murder of that girl. Having found out from the resurrected girl where the kidnapper's dugout is located, the local law enforcement equipped an expedition to catch the taiga resident and eventually brought him to the village of Lisinori, or foxholes in English. When that Tarzan was brought to the village, people were very surprised. He was red-haired, with long hair on his head and beard, dressed in animal skins. A pure Robinson Crusoe. He towered over his guards by a head, and behind him 2 policemen carried a machine gun that served as a rifle for Mark. Rumors about the subsequent fate of Mark Gursky are very different. Some said that he had served his time in prison. Others, that after the expiration of the statute of limitations, the authorities did not initiate a legal case for the desertion. We only know that Mark Gursky settled in the village and quickly got along with the local population. Local men respected him for his strength and ability to track down the beasts. Marveling at the man's ability to survive in the taiga, the villagers asked him to become a foreman of their hunters. Gursky agreed, but not for long. After a while, he left for the Krasnoyarsk territory, where he again settled in the Taiga, no longer hiding from people. Whether he took the girl and the child with him is unknown. There were rumors that he did take his girlfriend and his child with him, but there is no confirmation of this. No one knows how the life of the Siberian Robinson Crusoe or Tarzan ended, and where his grave is located. You see, for many Russians, the domestic mystery, which they sometimes hear about in the news and TV shows about animals, it's just a vast territory overgrown with coniferous forest. Well, this is the wrong opinion. Taiga is not only a harsh world of wildlife, but also a little-known area with its own unique properties and ancient secrets, many secrets. And I will bring you more of them too. If you like my research, please support me. You'll find the description on how to do it in the links in the description to this video. Please tell others about my channel. Please like my videos, and thank you for your attention to my work.